Sometimes life tries to steal your peace and dim your light, but John 10:10 promises life to the fullest. I'm your host, Stacey, asking humble heroes the 10:10 questions for one purpose, life to the fullest. Welcome to 10:10 Living. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 10:10 Living podcast. I'm Stacey, your host, and today, once again, you're listening to episode 3 with my guest and husband, Gabby Sanchez. Today is seriously funny business for fully living. So I busted out these glasses because they were a hit before, and they brought out the humor in Kelly Preston, so I'm just going to see if they work for you, baby.
They're awesome.
For all listeners, if you're just tuning in, I like to give you a little bit, again, about what 10:10 Living is about. In episode 1, I always give a bigger rundown of why 10:10 Living, and just a reminder, it's inspired by John 10:10, which is the verse that says, a promise that we have life to the fullest possible to all of us. And quite frankly, the main reason I'm doing this too is because I want to see more people do that with joy. And that's what this episode is really, truly about. In this podcast, I interview humble heroes with the same 10:10 questions. And you're going to hear from some of the most amazing people on the planet, in my opinion. But you're going to learn and hear from them how they have learned to live their life to the fullest. You're going to hear many, many different perspectives in the hope that you can take a little nugget of wisdom away with you and apply it to your life to be your best version of yourself and come a little bit closer to living your life to the fullest. Again, today we have the privilege of having Gabby Sanchez, my husband, as our guest. And he knows how to live life to the fullest, people. He is my amazing husband. That's an inside joke. That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
It came up because one time he accidentally was talking seriously, and he meant to say amazing.
Amazing.
And he said, that is so amazing. And it stuck. So now he's my amazing husband.
It's one of those, I was going to say, sorry. It's one of those where your mind goes faster than your mouth.
Yes.
Moment.
Yes. But it became a funny one, and it fits right into this episode. He's my best friend. He's a dad of 5. We are also grandparents now, and he is a lawyer by trade. He is a business leader and entrepreneur. We also are co-founders, as you heard in the former episodes, for Hands for Hope. So you can connect with us there, handsforhopefoundation.com, and follow us on Instagram at Hands for Hope Foundation to learn more. All right, you're going to hear today some of how to shake off the heavy, take yourself a little less seriously, hear from Gabby's perspective, how he does that, how he keeps laughing, how he keeps things a little lighter, and the power of what it does in our lives to stay a little more childlike. So I think he's hilarious, folks, so tune in. I also am his wife, and I think he's the bee's knees.
I love you.
So, all right, you ready to go?
Yeah, I have a few commercials before anything else. You said something about your glasses. You didn't say anything about your hat.
Oh, yes, thank you for noticing.
I love the hat. I got this, I borrowed it from Stacey's closet, but it's an amazing hat that Stacey put together. So I'm so proud of you for your design.
I got my hoodies and I got my hats.
Get some swag, people, if you like this.
If you like it,
I'm
you
sure
want one
that
for yourself.
Stacey's going to tell you how to get it, but it's really awesome. I love it. It goes with everything. That's really what I loved about it when you showed it to me. I was like, it goes with any color because your logo has all the colors.
Yes,
which says a lot about you.
Oh, thank you so much.
So that's the first commercial. The second commercial is just so that listeners know, Stacey means every word she says. And I was just introduced as her best friend. So it is incredible to me, Stacey, that you think of that and you think of me. So thank you for that. That's from the heart.
He is. And I do mean what I say and say what I mean. And I wouldn't say that unless I really meant it. So thank you for noticing and for growing into that with me. I really love you and appreciate you being here today. And I want to ask and just start this off again by saying these questions are designed to help lead people to remember how they develop their life to the fullest. So remember, listeners, this is meant to be interactive. And I don't think there's any coincidence if you notice that whenever you're laughing or you feel this joyful, light heart, that you feel better. And that is why I take a whole episode to focus on this. One more thing I forgot to mention is that one of the things I adopted along with this episode is a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. It's Proverbs 17:22. And we've all heard the line, laughter is the best medicine. It actually is scientific and biblical, that they combine to say there is actual power in healing in our bodies, less stress, endorphins, which are the good feeling hormones, are released when we have a joyful heart. So the whole point of this is so that maybe if you are having a hard time right now, maybe you'll feel a little lighter and a little more joyful after this episode. So with further ado, welcome, Gabby. And question number 1, how is it that you find laughter no matter what, even on the hard days?
Yeah. I'll say, though, that when you invite our audience, your audience, to have this be interactive and do this with us, I didn't understand that before, but before I came on your podcast. But what it has done to me is it has allowed me to slow down in this busy life that we build and really pause and ponder on my life. And I don't know why, but at least that's my case. I had not made the time to do that. But as I did, preparing for conversations with you, it's been such an enlightening experience, life experience, is going back in time, is being grateful for all the things you've lived through and all the lessons you've learned. So here we are talking about funny things. I don't think I've spent any time in my life thinking, am I funny? I think I feel like I'm funny. But then just go deeper than that and say, what does that do to me in my life? And that's powerful. So thank you for asking all the questions today on the podcast.
You're welcome.
But the one word that comes to me is intentional. Life is busy. There's always something that is changing, something that is a surprise to you, is unpredictable. And unless you really make an effort and you make the intent, or you have the intention to look for fun, you won't find it. So I feel like that's so important, to be intentional, to schedule it. I mean, you and I schedule it in our lives, but again, I didn't make that connection until I was reading your question. The connection that I made is, and I mentioned this in one of the prior episodes. We, at the end of a long day, we shower, we get in bed, and we watch 10, 15 minutes of American Funniest videos.
Yes.
That means scheduling your activity to have fun. Sometimes we think that fun is going to find us. We need to find fun. We need to find joy. We need to find laughter. Laughter is not going to find us. We need to find it. So intentional is something that comes to my mind. I feel like you're surrounded by it, but unless you have the attention and the intention, that rhymed, the intention and attention to life and to those funny moments, those will go in front of your eye, before your eyes, and you'll miss it. You won't enjoy it. You've been given something to laugh about, and you'll just pass.
Well, I appreciate your feedback on that, because there's multiple reasons why I have this episode be what it is. And one of them is so that each guest leaves changed as well, because of thinking through these questions and maybe finding out more about yourself. And also, I would encourage our listeners to ask your significant others these questions. And I have found that it's been a really fun time for me to learn more things about you in our relationship and getting your answers. So the whole point of 1010 Living is to say, I hope I leave fuller, I hope you leave fuller, and I hope our listeners do the same. So you're affirming that. Thank you.
I love that. And now I'm paying more. Now I'm being more attentive. I'm paying more attention. I'm being more intentional. Like the other day, you and I were driving where we're going somewhere, and then the truck in front of us had the best license plate ever, right? It said El Taco. And I'm like, look at that. That's funny. Yeah, he stole it from me, whatever. But those are the very small, short moments that no one plans for.
Yeah.
But if you're attentive, you find it, you enjoy it, you take it, you make it part of your life, your day, your experience, and then you move on.
I love that. And I remember that moment because I was driving and my husband is from Mexico and he loves tacos. And he goes, I can't believe I never thought to have that on my license plate. El Taco. I can't believe that. That isn't
Now
mine.
it's taken in Utah.
And now it's taken. Okay. Question number 2. What makes you laugh the hardest? And I want to share a life principle that you actually shared here. The best laughter comes from sharing life with someone who doesn't take life too seriously. So, yeah, speaking of that, what gets your goat?
I'm laughing because I'm thinking of all the pranks we've done to each other. We do that at home. The classic one, I hide, and when you're by me, you're not expecting me. And then I have the cell phone going, so it records the experience. And then sometimes it's slow-mo so that I can see your,
Yes.
or you can see mine because you do it to me as well. But those are, I love that. It keeps it fresh. It keeps it fun. And we laugh. We make each other laugh. I think that's
I kind of worked him into this and it backfires on me a little bit, but I have a good sense of humor, so I can take it. But when we first met, I definitely pulled more pranks on you than you did on me. And they're fun-loving. They're not mean. They're not nothing over the top or anything like that. They're just fun-loving. And the more I do it to him and the kids, the more I get it back. And I think it's great because they're growing in the same, and then they get a good laugh too. So
and they're nice and innocent as a hard-boiled egg smashed on your forehead. That's one of those. I mentioned that last time. But then funny videos. You've brought me into it. I, again, never tried it. I'm liking it now and enjoying it. But one we did that came to my mind when I was looking at this question was we recently did one with Celine Dion, and it was behind the scenes Celine Dion video. And it was so funny because I watched it and I was like, I can see myself doing this for Stacey. It is just a funny video where you're looking at the singer, Celine Dion in this case. That
me
was Stacey.
acting like her.
And the production that happens around that for you to look good was the funny part of the video. So I have a hair dryer, I have confetti that we made from scratch, and then I have, the whole pulling the different dresses or whatever you had on according to the music and all that. It was fun. It was funny. It actually was welcomed and well received for, in the social media world. So.
Yes, it was actually. And what was funny is normally I'm coming up with these ideas and then he goes along with them for social media, which you can find us at Living a 1010 Life on TikTok and on Instagram. And you can find that video if you want. But I think it's up to 220,000 views, which was so funny because I got home and he is just so excited. He said, I got one for us. Come on.
Never thought I would do that.
And I was shocked. Yeah, he was ready to go on that. And then I guess people liked it. So, all right. Anything to add on that one?
No.
You ready to move on to question 3? Okay. When did you learn not to take yourself so seriously? And here I want to add again, he writes these cute life principles on his notes that I love them, and so I'm going to share them. Sometimes growing up means learning how to be a kid again. I love that principle. Yeah,
and the reason why that struck me as I was, again, reading through this is that I think that happened to me some time along the way in this life that is busy, and I was chasing a career. I was doing the corporate job. I was traveling, exhausted, doing all the things. You just forget the most important thing, which is be yourself, be a kid, laugh, enjoy. And I got so serious raising kids and all that I kind of forgot about it. Mm-hmm. And then I met Stacey, I met you, and you brought that back, which is awesome. I love that I am being reminded of the principle of being a kid. I mean, you're an adult, yes, you are, because you keep growing. That's inevitable. But your attitude, is it like a kid in a good way, right? Do you laugh? Are you silly enough? And those are questions that, if I think about it, I just recently and when I say recently, last few years, when I met you, that was a big change in my life. One of the things that Stacey does, for those who don't know, those who don't live with Stacey, is she is silly a lot of the times during the day, and she will do something quirky, like silly, funny, weird movement, like a dance or something. And then she says, "Now you go." So the first time I was put on that spotlight, I was like, do I really want to do that? And I hesitated, but I went for it anyway. And I was very uncomfortable the first time I did it because I was like, that looks, silly. That looks weird. That looks all these different things and thoughts. But then I went for it, and then you laughed, and I liked that, and then I laughed. Now we do it without thinking, and sometimes I even initiate it. But it's because of, I've been being around you that I, in my, look for that person in your life, people, or be that person.
For those people watching, should we do it live?
Oh, we did not rehearse this.
I'm going to do one. Now you go.
Oh, gosh. Now I'm like, You see, and that I get that laughter every time. But all I'm saying is be that person or look for a person like that, because it does change after you laugh and then you sit down and you think of yourself doing something funny or silly, then you laugh.
Here's the thing. Here's the reason what I learned over the years. I started realizing things that brought me joy, and even in really hard times, I would feel better. And also, I really believe that it takes confidence to be
Amen.
childlike and to be yourself and to be silly and to laugh, because you have to be vulnerable. You have to not overthink or care what everyone else is going to think if you do something silly. And I don't mean that in a attention all on me way. I mean with intent, because that exactly the reaction that you always get. Because I don't actually know what I look like when I do that. I just bust out whatever move comes. And then I just think, I wonder if he'll do it and let me see what it looked like. And it cracks me up. So, but I found over the years, it really takes a strong, confident person. And to bring that full circle, one of my favorite verses is, the joy of the Lord is our strength. And so if you break that down, joy equals strength. It's Nehemiah 8:10. There's 2 places that it says it. But if you think about that, that's our secret weapon. It makes you stronger. I think it makes us more confident. I think it makes us fight off all of the negativity in the world. And I think it's our weapon against depression. It's our weapon against anxiety. And I think there's no coincidence that when you're happy and when you feel joyful and when you laugh, you release things that fight off that stuff. So this isn't just to be silly. It's with intent. And I think, try it, people. Go home or find a friend and do something silly and say, okay, now you do it. See how it works for you. I know you're going to laugh.
And if the person says no, then that's not the right friend for you. Just kidding.
All right. Okay. Moving on to number 4. How does looking for humor in your day impact living life to the fullest? Remember, listeners, ask yourself that question. How does looking for humor in your day impact living life to the fullest?
Entirely. That's the difference between having a good day and a bad day. And that is the reverse engineering in our lives. I sometimes make the mistake to think that only when life is perfect, if not perfect, when the day is good, I can have fun. Mm-hmm. If the day is not good, it's hard for me to have fun. And it's really not the way to look at it. It's the other way is, if I look for the fun, if I look for laughter, if I am intentional, my day will be good. It's the result of it, right? It's changing the order of the formula to get the result be a good day. Mm-hmm. I feel like that is it. Like, I thought of driving and having a good attitude while I'm driving is an experience we just recently had, right? Just a few weeks ago, we had an incident where there was some tension between 2 drivers. One of them probably might have been me. And life is going to throw curveballs at you, surprises. And it's how you respond to it that will change your day. So if you're seeing it like yesterday, comparing some of my experiences with yours. And again, I know I'm your husband and I love you so much, but you do that every day. Like yesterday, something happened. I think you unintentionally cut somebody off or something, and then you were like, sorry, and smiled and like took it very lightly. And I'm like, way to go. That's the way to do it. You probably don't even remember.
Thank you so much. Well, I like you saying this. I love that answer because there's a lot of times where I hear people say something started on the wrong note in the morning on their day, and then they say, they label that day as though, oh, well, now I see how this day's going to go. And what you're saying is, no, it doesn't have to. You can take that thing right there, push pause, and go, actually, that's kind of hilarious if you really think about it. Or even laughing at ourselves, because sometimes we react, we get mad, we all have moments. And if you can keep yourself in check and go, really, I just said that, I just behaved like that, and be lighter about it and twist it and go, okay, I should have done that different. My bad. And reset. The day does not have to be ruined because you had one bad thing happen in the morning. So it really helps. And I love that you gave that example about driving, and that was very humble and vulnerable of you, because I was in the car and he was in the fault and cut someone off, and he said, not today, because the guy didn't like that. And it was so funny because, and then I laughed, and initially, right, you didn't think it was funny initially, but then he came around and he goes, you know what, that is funny, and I shouldn't have.
Full circle, right? If you even take those moments that could be catastrophic, that could go wrong, and put a good attitude into it, a good smile, good laugh, then those will change, and your day will be good. It could have been bad, but you made it good. I mean, again, spread the gospel of joy. Yeah. What can you do to change your day? There's a guy at a grocery store we go to, and I'm sure you'll remember this, but this is a guy who stocks the shelves, and every time I see him, which is often when I go there, sometimes he's not there, but most of the times he is, he's got a speaker on the side, and he's restocking the shelves, and he's singing, and he's not being shy. He's not being like, I don't want to, like, he wants to be loud. And loud in a good way. He wants to spread the joy. Like, he truly wants to spread the joy. And Christmas gets better, 2 notches better, but just every day he's got the music, he's singing, he's dancing, and sometimes he's wearing a funny hat, something, but he is happy. And guess what? Even when you don't interact with him from afar, he impacts you.
Yeah, here we are talking about him on our podcast because he made an impact on you. That's what I'm saying. You never know how your good spirit or joy or laughter can impact someone else and help them have a better day, and also vice versa. The guy in the car, you also never know what someone's going through. Maybe you could take it and something bad could turn into something where you're nice to them and promote that, and they feel better in their day. So that leads me to number 5. What is one thing you think is hilarious that nobody else would know?
I don't even know how I got to that mindset, but is thinking of adult situations like this one, but what would it be like if I had done this when I was 5 years old? Like, just thinking
Picture you as a 5-year-old?
Yeah, picturing Stacey being a 5-year-old kid in front of a microphone having a podcast. You know, that's an adult situation. Yeah. But if I think of that, it just really does. I like it. It's fun. Because in reality, my take from that is we haven't changed. Yeah. We're still the same kids. We just are now older with different responsibilities. But our hearts, what we desire, what we need is still the same. We just became older. So why do we have to become different? I think we are the same people with different responsibilities, same people with the same needs, and looking for the same. So I feel like that's funny, but it's retrospective in a way.
Well, and you wrote, children are honest, sincere, curious, forgiving, and authentic. And so there's a lot of good to be taken from staying childlike, from those qualities that we shouldn't lose and try to keep them. So I love that answer because I didn't know that about you. And so again, ask your friends and ask your spouses and significant others, because I learned that. And now I'm picturing you right now as a 5-year-old.
Right. And if you think about it, and more times, like when you're upset and you're looking at somebody like, yeah, what would this look like if we were both 5-year-old
And
kids?
I know you were cute when you were 5
I love
because
you.
you're cute now. All right. Question number 6. When did you last laugh at an inappropriate moment? And then I love your life principle here. No matter how grown up we've become, there is still a 12-year-old kid living inside all of us.
Yeah, we still have that same spirit and same us. I don't think it was probably the most recent, but it was one of the recent ones. You may probably be the one telling the story because you were there, but I'm trying to get back to playing golf a little bit, and you gotta go and work on your swing, and went to a driving range. And one of the things you do for those who play, and I'm learning, I'm not good, is you have to just let it loose, but adopt a position. Like, just be relaxed and have a natural swing is what we're all going for. So I follow the instructions of the experts, and I ripped one.
He did.
But here's the funny thing about it. Well, I don't know. Everyone else played cool. They didn't say anything, but I heard it. You heard it. You looked at me. I looked at you, and we started laughing. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. No, we busted a gut because it was hysterical. He was trying to be all professional and athletic and show me how he can hit this ball. And I'm watching at the moment. And there he went swinging with all his might. And
Yeah. I don't know if
the
did I
neighbors
hit the
didn't
ball?
say anything. I know they heard.
Do you think? Well, thank you to them for not making me feel awkward and funny. But
Hey, I think a lot of us can agree that no matter how old you get, it just happens. Bodily functions are funny.
right.
It's always
right.
funny. Okay. Thank you for being so open about that one. Because what's hilarious about that is he never does that. He never does that.
no,
That
I
is
don't
what
like
is
that.
so funny.
Even when I'm by myself, I
Yes.
don't like that.
No, he's so classy. But
So classy. I did
that
at
made
a
it
golf
funnier.
or driving range.
Okay, question number 7. Who is the one person you cannot be around if you're supposed to be serious, but something funny just happened?
Well, if you haven't put 2 and 2 together, I think is the one across from this table. You. It's just funny in a good way. It's fun. Sometimes you and I are very stiff in the way we are looking at a situation, and then you crack a laugh or you smile. You give me that look of, smile, and then I smile. I give in, and I love it.
Well,
So
there's
thank you for
power
being
even
such
in
a
Thank you.
joy spreader.
There's power. I was thinking about this in a relationship where, stuff comes up in life. It's hard. And then you realize, or maybe you don't see eye to eye and you have a little tiff, or maybe you just don't feel good that day and you're a little off and a little snippy maybe. And if you can take those moments and find the humor and make it more lighthearted, it can keep it from escalating. And we have witnessed that in our relationship. We actually have a deal in our relationship that if we both feel that happening, we both have to try and lighten the load. And so we've put that as a tool in our toolbox. And so you guys might want to try that because it works. It does. And it takes the load off you. Remember, I love this person so much, even if they irritated me 2 seconds ago, and you can move on quicker. So use it as a tool.
It does work. And of course, I have to say the second person I thought of, again, it comes from somewhere, people. If Stacey's funny, her dad is funny also. Very funny. Jerry is Stacey's dad, and he cracks me up. There's never a dull moment. He's got a joke. He loves dad jokes. We all know that, and he goes for him every time. And we recently took him on a trip to Florida to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary, and we're there at the end of a long day, and we're just chilling having dessert perhaps in the kitchen. And he just said a dad joke. I don't even know what it was, but I could not stop laughing. Like, I laughed for minutes.
He was crying, laughing so hard. Yes.
And then that became the joke that I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, because it's contagious,
Jerry's
right?
another one.
Most of the time, it doesn't matter if you know what someone's laughing at. When someone is cracking up, just letting loose, you want to laugh too.
Yeah.
It catches on.
Shout out to my in-laws, Kathy and Jerry. They're the best.
Mom is hilarious
they
too.
both are like that, which I love. That's why we enjoy being with them to a point that I don't know if you're going to make at some point today is look for people that are like-minded so that this flows. Right?
Yes, they fill your cup back up. So you hit on being childlike, but my question for number 8 is how do you stay childlike? What have you put into place to make sure you stay like that?
There's no much complexity on that answer. It's just making a decision. You just have to decide. If you don't decide to be childlike, then you will be an adult, boring adult, miserable adult forever. I feel like the same way we have the ability to focus on the bad because for some reason, probably because of, humans, whatever. I don't think it's our nature, by the way. I think our nature is being happy and being a light. But we are corrupted in the process of living life, and we stick with that corruption, meaning we decide that we're going to just be adults, boring adults, and we're going to see all the negative stuff, all the stuff that doesn't align to our belief system, all the things that we don't agree with. And those are they're out there. There are so many. So if you want to get mad at the world, it takes only 2 steps out of your house to do that, even in your home. But again, it's making a decision that that's not going to change who you are. But despite the, the challenges and the obstacles and the temptations of the world in that sense, you just have to decide that you don't want to be part of it. Again, going back to being a parent, if I think of my own experience, perhaps being a dad or becoming a dad in my mind I misunderstood the task or the calling, which was now you need to teach, but again, you're still the same person. So what a beautiful opportunity for me to adjust it, see it differently and say, not only I have the responsibility to teach my children principles that are related to joy and laughter, but I can actually learn from them because they're children.
Yes.
And I want to be more like them.
Yes.
Right?
And maybe help them keep it, help them make sure they remember how important it is. Because I love what you said about it being a choice and remembering that one choice leads us to a negative path, and keeping this as a priority and choosing it and putting practices into place where you make it top of mind, it impacts your health, your mind, and your heart positively. So I would say move to question number 9. Why do you think staying childlike makes life fuller?
Yeah. And I love you once shared this with me, and I think you should share it again, which is the difference between childlike and childish. Do you want to do that?
Sure. Yeah, because I have been given this quality a number of times where people who didn't know me, they met me and they realize at first, is she really like this all the time? Or is this just how she's being right now? Meaning I have been adopting this mindset to live joyfully and choose joy. And because I've seen it work, I've seen it keep me from stooping and falling and breaking, quite frankly, in very heartbreaking situations. So I've seen it work. And people refer to me as being childlike, and I've grown to love it so much. But the difference, childish, when we're children, we're immature. We are still learning. It's like an infant is eating milk, and then they learn how to eat soft food, and then they eat solid. As an adult, we're the same. We grow. We are meant to mature and grow in responsibility and love and shining our lights. But a lot of adults forget you're supposed to remain childlike. There's a reason I think that Jesus said that. Let the kids come to me. I think he knew. I want them around me. I want their influence. Yes. And so I try to do that. And you'll find a lot of times when I'm surrounded by kids, I want to be with them because I feel they are doing what we should be doing as adults. And I like how they make me feel. So yeah, that's the difference there. But
yeah. So to answer your question, I feel like life is better.
Yeah.
I mean, life is fuller. If you think of childlike attributes, I want to be like that. When you think of kids, they always tell the truth. They're very honest, very open, very sincere. They don't hold back.
Yeah.
They're who they are. They just let the world deal with whatever they think, but they just don't change that. You become an adult and you question it, and you're like, is this going to sound good? Do I look good? Because we're thinking about the world. And a child doesn't have the ability to do that. So I want to be more like it. So I want to enjoy life better. Instead of worrying about what people think of me, I want to feel good and comfortable with myself. So I feel like being childlike is living life smarter, fuller, better, more enjoyable, happier. We talk about being a kid, being honest, being curious. I'm reading here from the notes there, we're quick to forgive if we're like a child. All those attributes, I want those. I want more of it in my life today, even as an adult. In fact, because I'm an adult, I need to make an effort to keep those.
And I think it's a real balance to teach adults how to do this, where you can still be classy, you can still be so smart, you can still be a leader, you can still be strong, macho, if you feel as a male, that you need to, still be manly, or as a female to run a home and things like that. But you don't have to lose that childlike spirit. You can do all of those things. When you practice it, you can make it still fun too. Yeah. It doesn't have to be so stiff and make everybody feel on eggshells around us or intimidation. You can have that childlike spirit because it takes confidence to do that and to say, no, I'm doing it with intent. And so we hope that more adults join that bandwagon. So question number 10 to finish this episode is, what's the joke, riddle, or movie quote that makes you laugh every single time?
I don't know if every single, well, yeah. I mean, these are not go-tos, but I guess dad jokes are a go-to. Every time anyone says a dad joke and you announce it as such, the standard all of a sudden just goes down to the floor. So I think that's what makes it funny. So I would say dad jokes is my go-to to be funny.
Can we hear him?
I have two of them for you.
Two of them? Oh.
So why did the koala get the job?
I don't know. Why did the koala get the job?
Because he was qualified.
I actually couldn't remember. I don't know that one. That's a good one.
I didn't tell you the answer because I wanted to get the reaction.
Qualified.
He was qualified.
My dad's going to love that one.
Yeah. Jerry, I am signing off on it. You can use it. And the second one is, why did the golfer bring a second pair of pants?
Because he swung and tooted and sharted.
Yeah, that's my story. It won't go away. No? She'll always remember. No.
Okay.
In case he had a okay, that's funny.
In case he had what?
In case he had a hole-in-one. He brought a second pair of pants. Blah, blah, went through it.
Also a new one to me. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing all that. And thank you for the giggles. We hope that you at least smiled, chuckled, laughed, and took something away with you. So thank you for tuning in. And next episode, you are going to hear Gabby talk about the 10 pillars of 10-10 living. So remember, life keeps twisting, but we keep living. Go out and live life to the fullest.